There are an insane amount of changes occurring in Update 10.3 for World of Tanks Blitz. Almost every single Tier 10 is getting some sort of rework. Some of the changes are good for the game, some of them are bad. For example, the STB-1, already one of the top performing mediums in the game, and one of the best vehicles for really anybody to drive, is getting a mega buff on its DPM, going from 2,845 base to 3,082. That means the STB with Rammer is going to have upwards of 3,600 damage per minute. Add that into the fact that the vehicle is also getting a speed buff, and it's getting premium AP. The vehicle is going to be pretty insane. The Type 71's also getting premium AP, which is allowing it to have 350 millimeters of AP pen. The Hori's getting more armor. The 113 GFT's getting more armor. There's a lot of changes that are very scary. And out of all of these changes, crazy enough, I think the most broken of them all is for the M48 Patton. I think a lot of people have overlooked a lot of changes and not seen what Wargaming is doing to the Patton. So this currently is the Patton that we have in our game. The turret cheeks are about 235 millimeters thick, and yeah, I mean, hull down, the tank's pretty strong. The turret cheeks go up to about 260. You can still pen it with standard ammo, but it's a 50-50. It's got a hatch on the roof, which is pretty easy to pen, but hull down, it's very hard to hit, just because of the fact the tank has so much gun depression. The upper plate is obviously very well angled, so you're not going to cut through that. Well, next update, Wargaming is buffing the Patton's turret cheeks. We just saw they were about, what, 230 on flat ground? Well, don't worry. They are going to be 310 millimeters thick next update. You heard that right. They're going from 230 to 310 millimeters thick. Yes, that means a Patton using its 8 degrees of gun depression next update will have 340 millimeter thick turret cheeks. What the absolute heck? If you add on the additional 4% armor with enhanced, you're going to be able to get upwards of 300 and probably 50-ish millimeters thick on the turret cheeks of a Patton. What that means is essentially the majority of tier 10s, including heavies, are not going to be able to penetrate anywhere apart from the hatch on the Patton next update. Now, the hatch is getting weaker. We can see that. It's super weak, 84 millimeters thick. So the hatch is getting, like, absolutely dookie on the tank, but the turret, I mean, what the absolute heck? And the upper plate, again, is ridiculously thick. You're not going to pen that. The Patton next update is going to be absolutely insane, and I don't know what to say. I'm not excited to fight the Patton because of the fact it's already a solid tank. I mean, the tank features 3,500 DPM currently. The vehicle features good gun depression, decent mobility, and it's even got very solid and troll armor. The upper and lower plate of the Patton are capable of getting bounces from weird and wonky angles, and it doesn't really matter how skilled you are, just sometimes the Patton gets a random bounce, whether it's on the track wheel, or let's say the tank's facing downhill and you're trying to shoot it, but it misses where you're shooting and hits the edge of the angled plate. It's just a really troll tank to shoot at. And even though it's not the fastest of mediums, it's still quite good on power to weight. Like, that's a TVP using speed boost. And we're not a whole lot slower. We're already up to our top speed of 48. And, I mean, sure, it's not going to go faster than 48, but it's definitely not going to be going any slower either. So, we're going to start off this battle by making our way right into this bush here. We're going to see if anybody decides to cross. They have a Sheridan, WZ-120, and that's about it. We can see the Sheridan spotted already, and not seeing all too much so far. Interesting. Okay. Well, I do have to be cautious, but it doesn't appear like... Oh, no, they do have tanks here. Hopefully I didn't get spotted from that. We didn't. Nice. Okay, well, let's aim it on the E100 then. Bonk. There you go. 287 damage shot into the E100 turret. Okay. Not all too bad. We've got our shell reloaded in 6 seconds, and let's see if we can get maybe a shell to the IS-7. Unfortunately, not at that current angle. Especially with that E100 who's going to roll off to our side. Don't really want to fight that, so I'm probably going to cut off over towards my Kron 60 TP and IS-4. I'm going to do a very, very classic maneuver, which is called swing low. If we go low, we should be able to catch these guys off guard, because they're all holding there. So if we cut off to the side over here, we should be able to get some decent bleeds out onto these players. Let's put on our adrenaline. There you go, one nice shot into the 60 TP. In 3 more seconds, we'll have another shell. We're going to aim it on the Sheridan this time. There you go. Nice 370 damage shot into that player. And now we're going to start shooting the Yag. This is a great example of how just using the gun depression on the Patton and working your positions quite well allows you to get big bleeds into your opponents. But apparently the Yag can just insta-snap me in the lower plate and pen it, so what do I know? Alright, well let's get one more shell into the enemy Patton. We can see that the 60 TP is now rolling off to my side, so I'm going to play it smart and leave. I don't really want to fight a 60 TP right now, so we're going to cut over here. We're going to go a little wide. We're going to get a shell into the side of the enemy E100. I'm going to make sure that the Sheridan isn't looking at us right now. We're going to get another shell into that enemy Sheridan, and we're going to cut over here so that way we don't get shot. We got the Ritter, who is dealing with the WZ right now. Let's get one nice shell into you, then a little love tap, and let's see if we can... Well, I was going to say save this guy, but unfortunately, looks like that's not going to be the case. But we were still able to cut our shell into that player. And, well, I'm going to be honest, this game's not looking all too good for our team. We got the Sheridan up top, who's probably going to be able to get a clear into our teammate. But at least I was able to get a shell into that enemy tank right there. Now we're going to try and leave again. We got the mobility too. Maybe not fully get out. But we do have mobility, which is obviously very, very important for a tank like the Patton. IS-7 shoots, and we're going to load in a heat shell, get a nice slap into his vehicle, and oh boy, that's the 60 TP, and there's the Sheridan. Sheridan missed me, somehow, so we got a nice clear into him. Let's cut away from the IS-7, and hopefully... Oh, the Conf Panzer's bad and bounced us. Okay, well, we're in a pretty lucky situation right now, if I'm going to be completely honest, but unfortunately, we weren't able to do enough. If our TVP had literally grown a pair and decided to help me out, then probably would have won this battle. It's not very challenging to do your job as a teammate. Unfortunately, he wanted to keep all of his health, camp at base A the entire time, and let me die. So, yeah, unfortunate, but that's just kind of how TVP players are. They either YOLO in and instantly die, or they sit and don't help you out too much. Well, as predicted, this game was a loss. We did a lot. We did 4,300 damage, which is a great example to showcase the Patton's survivability and dexterity. The tank is mobile, it's got good armor, a solid gun, and even though it's not the best at anything, it's really good at a lot of things. If this TVP had definitely helped me out late game instead of camping at the back and took a shot from either the 60 TP or the IS-7, probably could have been a win, especially because that IS-7 was a very easy kill isolated from the 60. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, you just... I don't know, teammates just aren't that helpful. So we did the best we could have in that situation. But yeah, that's the Patton for you. It's just an absolutely amazing tank. It can do so many good things, and I've always been a fan of it. It's never a tank that I pull out because it's just kind of average for a lot of its aspects. But next update, I might start playing it a lot because everybody's going to be driving the STB because it's great. I mean, the STB's got DPM. It's going to have pen next update, but the Patton is not going to be able to be penned at all frontally from the STB. I mean, the Patton's armor is going to be insane if you can't pen the turret cheeks. The hatch is nearly impossible to hit hull down. So, yeah, the tank's going to be a little insane next update. But hopefully enjoy today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the Patton in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. But what I will say is it's going to be insane. Bye-bye.